Welcome back to Sunrise Today. We're keeping a focus on the economy with all the headlines you see, the recession, the talk about fixing the economy. How do we proceed? We're going over to Abuja, where we'll start off. Mark?
Well, thank you, Chamberlain. I have with me in the studio Paul Eluhaiwe, who is Special Advisor to the CBN Governor on Development Finance. You're welcome to Sunrise Daily.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, you have heard and you've seen most of the headlines. Last week, the NBS eventually, as Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, eventually came out with the figures. For some people, a lot of the headlines went, it's official, we're in a recession. Are we really in a recession?
It has been confirmed. You can say it. It's indicated by National Bureau of Statistics. Looking at the statistics given to us, and if you look at IMF GDP for Nigeria reading minus 1.8, the GDP of this country, that puts us. And if you have consistently in 2 quarters negative GDP, already you have stepped into recession itself. That's the situation now we find in our country.
So we are in a recession?
Yeah, precisely.
Does the CBN think that we could have avoided this recession?
Yeah, the only way that is possible, if we go away, diversify our economy, going away from a mono economy, and if we have diversified into other areas of the economy, particularly improving the productivity of the nation, going away from the only thing we produce today is oil. If we have gone into areas like agriculture, manufacturing and all that, that gives us the backbone, because the only source of earning for Nigeria as we speak today is the oil revenue. When we have all it takes, I don't like using that word potential because Nigerians have overused it, we have all it takes to turn around the economy by ramping up the productivity of the nation. We have all the capacity. If you look at the land mass we have in Nigeria, you can do so much in the area of agriculture. In terms of manufacturing, we can do so much. And we have the opportunity of being the strongest economy in Africa before now, and the whole of Africa becomes our marketplace. We have not taken advantage of that. If we have done that, we won't be running into the problem we have today.
So for you, this happened because we are a mono economy.
A mono economy.
Not because we did not manage the resources from that mono economy properly.
It takes so many things. You may not have mono economy. If your resources are not properly channeled, you could run into a problem. But the critical thing really is because we have mono economy. Mono economy. Beyond the corruption issue, the mono economy is the real thing that has thrown us into the situation where we are today.
Now, some of the things that have been criticized, are also some of government steps. For instance, the decision to introduce the TSA. I think the CBN has been trying to say that, the TSA did not really affect the banks or did not really affect the economy. Is that right from the perspective of the CBN?
Of course, because all the resources you find that were put into the TSA were government resources, basically government resources. If the economy were doing well, the private sector would have taken over the economy. Most economy in the world is run by private sector. The government only creates enabling environment. That's what government is supposed to do. But in Nigeria, because most of the things that were supposed to be happening were not there, the private sector have not been able to take proper advantage of the situation. And that is creating the enabling environment precisely. The TSA is not a basic issue. We know that the money being accumulated in TSA could be channeled into other things, but it has to be planned for. Adequately planned for.
We'll come back and explore, what the funds in the TSA could be used for.
Thank you.
We'll take a moment now. Sunrise Daily will continue in just a moment. Do join us again.